Hey guys, so we've gotten a lot of emails about this question, so I'm gonna make a dedicated video just for this. We've had a lot of people have problems with correctly dry firing and getting their wires ready to go. So I'm gonna make a video that's just about the dry firing aspect of using our wire. So I'm not gonna talk about the build, the installation of the build. We're just gonna go from this point moving forward and getting it ready to use. So it's really important that you do this part right. If you don't, the wire's gonna break, or it's just not gonna fire right. You're gonna get dry hits, or you're gonna burn the cotton. And so it's just as important as getting the wire in there to make sure that it fires correctly. So I'm just gonna kind of start from the beginning and talk about the best way to do that with our wire with stainless steel. So I have two different kinds of builds today that I'm gonna do on camera. The dry firing for anyway. This is a fused Clapton build, 3mm and 6 wraps, and that is on a plume veil. And we're also going to do hive wire. So this one's a little bit uglier because this RDA is kind of hard to build on, but it's 3mm and 9-10 wraps, I believe, hive wire, and this is a freak show RDA. So I kind of picked these two because these generally you have to work with a while to get them to fire correctly. So something like a velocity you have to work with a lot less. So I want there to be some problems on the camera so you can see how I dry fire and how I get it working right. So up to this point I've gotten everything installed right. It ohms out to what it should be, checking on the ohm meter on your mod. So everything is okay right now. There's no shorts, but I haven't actually started firing it yet. So what you're going to need to do this, you're going to need some ceramic tweezers and some regular tweezers. And you're going to need the tool that you used to wrap the wire. So for me, it was this, just in case you need to readjust them. So I've got them lined up already, but we'll see what happens when we start firing it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start with this fused wire first. What I'm going to do is turn it way down. And you might even want to start a little bit lower than 25. This is thick wire, so it's going to take a little while to heat up on 25. But that's good because you don't want to heat it up too quickly, or else you're going to get, if there's a hot spot, it's just going to fry the coil without you even realizing it. So what I mean by hot spot is if there's a little tiny spot that's getting all the heat of the wire, it's like all the heat's focused in one tiny spot, and it'll break the wire if you keep firing it like that. So I'm going to get the ceramic tweezers and just kind of line up the wire how I want it to be, just starting out with. Get it shaped right. And I'm going to do that also with my wrapping tool to help keep the shape, because if you squeeze it too hard with no tool in there, it'll lose the coil shape. Now I'm going to start by pulsing really slowly. I'm just kind of pushing the button down but not holding it down real long. As you can see, it's starting to change color just a little bit as it's heating up. A good way to know if you've got a hot spot is if one part changes color vastly different than the other. So as you can see, it's all kind of changing color evenly so far. Okay, so right here, this has changed color before the rest of it, so I know that I have a hot spot here. I'm going to gently squeeze with the ceramic tweezers and fire at the same time. You can't do that with metal tweezers, just ceramic. Just pulsing while I'm squeezing. Okay. I wanted to turn the watts up just a little bit. But like I said, if you have it turned up too high and you have a hot spot, it's gonna break the coil. Okay, so it is heating more evenly now, and these color changes are normal with stainless steel. It'll get past that once we continue heating it. So I'm going to go on to the second technique that we use with dry burning, and that's going to be strumming on the coil. And like I talked about in a previous video, you need to be careful with strumming on it. So I'm using metal tweezers to do this, and I'm just gently going along the coil. So this achieves the same thing as the ceramic tweezers, but without repositioning the coil. So once you have it in the shape that you want, sometimes it's better to strum along it to get it firing correctly without having to reposition. But you need to be gentle in the way that you do it, not too hard and not when it's red hot. You don't ever want to strum it when it's red hot, and you just be gentle with it. If you go, sorry about that, I ran out of recording time, so I had to open up some recording time again. Sorry. So I'm strumming on the coil just gently. Because I've already got the coil, I use the ceramic tweezers to get it in the right shape. And I'm just gently strumming on it, and I'll burn it just a minute, just a few seconds, and then I'll turn up the power just a little bit more. This particular build requires quite a bit of power, so you got to slowly ramp it up, but you don't want to start off too high, because if you have a hot spot, it'll fry it out before you even realize it. Too much. So I'm just being careful not to fire it for too long, because you want to be able to see where the hot spots are, but not not leave them for so long that it can damage the wire. As you can see from the color change of the wire, it's starting to heat more evenly. The color is evening out. And that's just from real lightly brushing on it. Okay, so it's now heating evenly from the inside going outward. So it starts at the inside and just fades outwards as it heats up. And you want both sides to be doing the exact same thing at the exact same time. So this one is heating just a tiny bit faster than this one, so I'm going to continue strumming. You want to make sure that they're both even. Let's loosen it up just a little bit on there. Okay, so they're heating evenly. This one is still a little bit slower. You just have to be patient and continue to work with it until they heat up properly and evenly. There we go. You'll also notice that I'm not getting it red hot. I'm waiting for it to just have an orange glow, and then I'm stopping. I'm not continuing to burn until the orange glow gets real bright and it starts turning into a white glow. You don't need to get it that hot. All right, that's looking pretty good. I'm gonna make sure it's cooled off before I try and take it off. Okay, so that's our fuse Clapton build. Probably one of the harder wires to dry burn. You can have hot spots with it, and you just need to be careful. Okay, so now we're going to build on the hive. I kind of readjusted it just a little bit to get it lined up okay. It's going to be harder to fire because this is a 3-post, and that's just how 3-posts are. They share that center post. So I wanted to do something that would be kind of challenging for me to do on camera so that I can show you just a different situation for dry burning. So I've got these, I've adjusted them with the jig, you know, to get them where I need them, which in this dripper is right over the air holes. And now I'm ready to start pulsing. So now while it's hot, I'm going to squeeze lightly. Just a little bit. Okay, and now I'm going to switch to strumming. So as you can see, I've got a hot spot right here. You can see it not heating evenly. And I'm just going to try and strum that out. Okay, there we go. It's working on it. So this is a hive wire, so it's not gonna, it's so springy that trying to build it on this particular dripper, it's gonna look bad, but if it fires correctly, it's okay. All right, that looks perfect. No more hot spots, firing evenly from the middle to the outside, and they're both heating up at the same rate. So that's it on this. We're done with dry burning these two, and as you can see, I kind of went with the ceramic tweezers to get it in the right shape, give it a good squeeze while it's heating up, and then I switched over to strumming, and I just gently strummed along it in the same direction on both of them, and just kind of evened them out, and just I was gentle with it. You just gotta take your time on it and not be too rough. Start at a low watts and move your way upwards, and we're gonna put a wick in here and try it out and see how it turns out. Any kind of wire that's something like a Clapton or lots of the pre-made wires that we sell, they have the potential to have hot spots in them, so it's just something that you need to be prepared to deal with as you're installing them. But I think if you do it the way that I did in this video, I don't think you'll have any problems getting them to be firing at their best. And I'm going to do a dedicated build video for this stripper, but just today I'm focusing more on the burning aspect, not so much the device. But we'll throw a quick wick in here and try it out. And I'm almost done. Looks good. Juice it up and give it a shot. And one thing you want to always make sure of before you fire your mod is to check it one last time after you're done building it for any shorts. So we're good, no shorts here. Now I'm going to crank it up just a little bit. Not that much. We'll go with 58. Now let's see if we did everything right. Oh man, that's so good. Well, that'll bring us to the end of our video. I'll leave you to try it out yourself. Just give those two methods a try and be safe while you're doing it, and be patient. And I think you'll be rewarded. If you have any questions, just send us an email, leave us a comment on this video, and let us know. And I want to say thank you to all the people that have given us feedback to help us try and make this channel better. So thank you.